Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulullah amma ba'd. I want to bring to your attention, inshallah, a hadith from the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, first and foremost to serve as the backdrop of this discussion. And as I watch along with you the upcoming talks about the companions, I think one thing we need to get away from is the stories of the companions, the stories of the companions. No doubt, their seerah is an integral part of the identity of the Muslim. No doubt about it. Their story has been mentioned in the Quran, I think in Sunnah, and just in the history books. Unfortunately, it's like the people who get the barakah or the tabarruk of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. If you came to a group of Muslims and you told them this is the hair of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in Pakistan last year they had the footprint of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It's the size of an elephant's foot, even bigger than an elephant's foot. If you tell the Muslims about these types of things, the companions, it's like just the stories. The thing that we really need to understand the most about the companions is that the companions, radiallahu anhum ajma'in, they set for us the blueprint, the minhajiyya of Islam. As you sit there as a Muslim, you have to believe that it is not permissible for you or I, anyone here, man, woman, Arab, not Arab, it's not permissible for me to understand this religion in a way that the companions didn't understand it. The Muslims who went crazy recently and they wanted to defend the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As we're going to tell you, this is something that's wajib, lazim. The person has to defend the Nabi, but where is the defense of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam when the people say that his wife Aisha radiallahu anha commits zina? That when he used to go out the front door to make jihad, she would go to the back door, and there were a line of men from the Yahud who made zina with her one after another, and she didn't make a ghusl. Why? We don't get upset about that. That's part of the defense of the Nabi. If someone said that about a Muslim man's daughter or wife, those are words that will cause a man to lose his cool. What about the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam? And Nabi أولى بالمؤمنين من أنفسهم وأزواجهم أمهاتهم. Those are our mothers. You say that about my mother who gave birth to me, you're going to have a problem on your hand. Where is the defense of Al-Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam when we find some people saying that his best friend, they came to him, Ya Rasulullah, who's the most beloved people to you? He said, Aisha. They said, no, we don't mean from the women, that's something we understand. We mean from the men. He said, then her father. Where's the defense of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam when we find people saying that Abu Bakr, his best friend, Umar, his second best friend, were homosexuals that had diseases in their stomachs that only can be solved when they have relationships with men? But instead we find people who say things like that, like different individuals may not be from wisdom to mention them by name, but they appear to be against Israel. They appear to be, and they give a lot of kalam against Israel, and it's just rhetoric. We actually believe these people are from the Hezbollah. Where's the defense of the Nabi in issues like that? We're living in some turbulent times now. Times that the Nabi describes sallallahu alaihi wasallam as sinawat khadda'at. They're years of deceit. There are those people who want to defend him sallallahu alaihi wasallam by hook or crook. And there are those people who want to defend him by the sunnah or bid'ah, by shirk or tawheed, by Islam or kufr. People want to defend him by the haqq or batil, by the hadith al-sahih or the hadith al-da'if. The important thing, just defend him. And that's not what the matlub is. That's not what Allah wants. And then you have the other extreme, those people who say, it's not my problem. I have to, just get my degree, I have to buy my house, I have to get married. Allah Azza wa Jalla will defend them. They be two extremes. So I want to really draw your attention, brothers and sisters, to this issue. These stories, they're beautiful. These lectures, they're beautiful. But the quicker we get our heads around this idea that the companions are the blueprint of Islam. What was the Islam during their time is the Islam right now. And what was not the Islam during their time is not the Islam right now. We talked about the Prophet ﷺ mentioning to his companions about the Dajjal coming. He's going to be here for 1 year. He's going to be here for 40 days. First year like a year, 7 days. It's going to be like a month, the third day like a week, and the subsequent days like our days. Not one of those companions said, how? Why? They didn't ask those kinds of questions. When those ayats were revealed, Ar-Rahman, ala al-Arsh istawa, the companions didn't say, how? They didn't say all this. But the way that the people of practice Islam, and I'm not here to say that we're all bad. No, I'm not here for that. Well, we have to call it how it is. My message here today, before I even begin what I'm about to say, inshallah, is these stories about Abu Bakr and Uthman and Ali. They're beautiful, wallahi. And in them is ibn and durus. But the most important issue is, just as Rasulullah is Mukhtar, Mustafa, Allah chose him divinely. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Also, Allah chose those companions divinely to be with him. And their religion is our religion. فَإِنْ آمَنُوا بِمِثْلِ مَا آمَنْتُمْ بِهِ فَقَدْ اهْتَدَوْا. If they believe the way you and your companions believe, then they have been guided aright. One is going to break up to 73 different sects. All of them will be in the hellfire. They said, which one, except one. He said, which one? Which one is going to be okay, Ya Rasulullah? He said, the one, عَلَى مِثْلِ مَا أَنَا عَلَيْهِ الْيَوْمَ وَأَصْحَابِي. The one that is doing what I'm doing today and my companions. He could have just said, those people do what I'm doing. But understanding the Quran, understanding the Sunnah, by yourself, by myself, for every individual man and woman who's here, we all can come up with our own independent understandings. But that's not acceptable. Allah wants from us that understanding that those companions had. Radiyallahu anhum ajma'in. So the backdrop of my discussion about some of the many examples of how the companions defended him, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, radiyallahu anhum ajma'in, is the authentic hadith where he told his companions. Now you have to imagine this. He's mentioning this to all of those companions who were sitting in front of him. He told them, إِنَّكُمْ فِي زَمَانٍ كَثِيرٌ عُلَمَائِهِ قَلِيلٌ خُطَبَائِهِ مَنْ تَرَكَ عُشْرَ مَا يَعْرِفُ فَقَدْ ضَلَّ وَسَيَأْتِي زَمَانٌ مِنْ بَعْدِ كَثِيرٌ خُطَبَائِهِ قَلِيلٌ عُلَمَائِهِ مَنْ اسْتَمْسَكَ بِعُشْرِ مَا يَعْرِفُ فَقَدْ اهْتَدَى. You companions, you are living in the time when there are many ulama. Not people give good khutbah, good durus. Ulama. At one given time in his masjid, you had Abu Bakr, Ali, Umar, Ali, Uthman, Ali man, Mu'adh ibn Jabal, Musa ibn Umayr, Aisha, and Alima, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Ibn Abbas, Zubair ibn Abdullah ibn Zubair. You have ulama at any given time, in the first row, there were ulama. He said there are many ulama during your time, and only a few khutbah. Only a few people going to get the khutbah. And that's why when the Nabi died, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and Abu Bakr went and got on the minbar. Look at the ilm of Abu Bakr. One of the reasons why he stepped on the minbar that had 3 steps, the Nabi used to step on the top one. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu stepped on the second step. When he stepped on that step, before he began to read those ayat that jolted Umar to his senses, radiallahu anhu, as soon as he stepped on that step, the people knew something has happened, because no one steps on that minbar. That never happened. Only the Nabi was on that. That's from the ilm of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. The point is, there was only one khatib during the time of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, those companions. But there were many ulama. He told his companions, anyone from amongst you companions who leaves off a tenth of your deed, if you abandon it, you go astray. And there's going to come a time when there are many khutbah, many khatibs in the masjid of this university, in this country, Malaysia, all over the world. Many khutbah. He said there are only a few ulama. He said during this time, if anyone holds on to a tenth of this religion, he'll be guided away. That clearly shows the disparity and the difference between the companions and their level of Islam and the level of Islam of the people who are coming right now, us. Those companions, they had to pray, not because it was wajib, just the level of their deen. Thursday and Friday, they were fasting. Qiyamul Layl, they were doing it. That lady wore more niqab. She wore the niqab. Those people used to make jihad repeatedly. If one of them were to abandon a tenth of the deen, he would go astray. They didn't have that luxury. Now, because we're living in the time of fitna, the time of what we would describe as a tumultuous time, topsy-turvy. Now, during this time, if a person just prayed 5 times a day, if the girl wore decent hijab, she didn't wear niqab, just okay. The person just did what was wajib upon him without going an extra step. No sunnah, just do enough. He'll be guided right. Because we're living in the terrible time. Anas ibn Malik said that the Nabi said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, illa wal-nabi ba'du sharru minhu hatta talaqu rabbakum. There's no year except the one that comes after it is worse than the one that preceded it until you meet your Lord. So we are effectively living in the worst time known to Bani Adam. A person who holds on to a tenth of his Islam, a tenth, he'll be okay. That hadith, again, it shows the level of those companions. Radiyallahu anhu. Allah knew what he was doing from the names of Allah is Al-Hakim. He knows where to put things. And he knew that those were the men that were going to really preserve this religion. They were the ones who were competent, and they knew how to defend the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam based on their ability, based upon the time, based upon the place. Not like the people who are here today. I'm going to defend the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam by hook or crook. Like Malcolm X said, by any means necessary. With justice, injustice, doesn't make a difference to me. If the munkar that I'm trying to get rid of in defending him, if the munkar, I want to eradicate it, I want to minimize it, but in my attempt to do this defense, I'm going to make this munkar grow even bigger and become more severe. Doesn't matter to me, I don't care. The important thing is, I just have to defend him. And that's not what we found those companions upon. Radiyallahu anhu. That's why, Islam. That khutbah today about the salah, the way the companions looked at the salah, is the way we have to look at the salah. If we don't, it's going to be a problem. Corruption in our lives, in our Islam. A price to pay. In defending the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when we look at what they did, and we look at what they didn't do when we look at when they did it and how they did it, we will realize, again, there's a minhajiyah in defending the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There are dawabit, rules and regulations. So concerning this issue, defending the Nabi is ibadah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's worship. Just like salat, hajj, umrah is worship. And the ibadat of Islam, as the ulama said, they are tawqifiyah. You can't do it any way you want to do it. You have to do it the way it's been legislated. You have to do it the way it's been legislated. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud used to tell the people during his time from the Tabi'een, he told the man, stop where the people stopped. Meaning, stop where the companions stopped. Don't put your foot in an arena that they didn't put their feet in. Who Allah is and what He does, what He doesn't do. Don't get into that if they didn't get into it. I became a Muslim because before you was a person who's a revert. My mother and my father love me more than anybody in this room. Their love, especially my mother, competes with the love of my wife. The love that my wife has for me. My mother's love competes with that. It's on that level. And yet, my mother was leading me to the knot of Jahannam. Jahannam made me a Christian. And Allah guided me, alhamdulillah, to Islam. If my mother can guide me to kufr and shirk, then I know everybody in this room has the propensity to do that, willingly or unwillingly, knowingly or unknowingly. So coming into the religion, I don't make my deen what Fulan said and Fulan said, and that's not my deen. My deen and your deen has to be. Allah said that. The Prophet said it, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali, that's how they understood it. I came to the religion. Crazy experiences. Met a group of Muslims. They're based in Mombasa, Kenya, and Nairobi. Indians. Not even going to mention their background. They all dress the same way. For those of you who know who I'm talking about there in Kenya. A brand spanking new Muslim. In the masjid that they had a big picture of the big leader from before. And his grandson was now the leader sitting on the chair. I'm a brand new Muslim. They made us come into a room and we were all in a line. And each person got on his knees and they crawled to this man and kissed his knee and kissed his hand. My fitra told me, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not getting on my knees for anybody either. Because I knew that there were some companions who came and they said, Ya Rasulullah, when one of us meets our brother, should we bow down to him and make a ruku, tahiyyatan lahu? He said no. He said, should we take him and grab him? He said no. He said, should we shake hands? He said no. Wal musafaha khayr. Shaking hands is good. It's ibadah. إذا التقى مسلمان فالتساقط تتساقط منهما ذنوبهما كما تتساقط الورق من الشجر. If two Muslims meet each other and they shake hands, their sins fall off of them just as the leaves fall off of the tree. So when the Nabi grabbed someone's hand, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he looked at him and he didn't look away and he held his hand and he didn't let it go until that person let his hand go. So the point here is, I knew that hadith. I was doing martial arts, so I knew I had to stop bowing down to the sensei and the sifu because it's against my religion. Now, to put myself on the ground and to walk to that guy. But these people use ayat of the Quran to support what they're doing. They use a hadith to support what they're doing. Now, I'm not here to get anybody upset, but I'm not here to bite my tongue either, or to talk out of the side of my neck either. I'm not here to make you upset. I'm just sharing you my experience. On the khutbah, the day of the khutbah, when I became a Muslim, the member was here, there was a chair there, there was another chair there. They told me every time there's a khutbah, the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to come and sit there. And Khidr used to sit there. I said, what, just in our masjid? They said, no, every masjid in the dunya. Mogadishu, in China, Malaysia, in New York. What's that khurafat? The Nabi is hazir nazir, that's what they said. Omnipresent, omnipresent. What? You want me to believe that? You want me to read that? Where did Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali believe that? If you can show me that, don't show me ayat of the Quran and a hadith that you take out of context. Show me how those companions understood those ayat. The companions make hajiyah in your Islam, in my Islam. I don't like you. You don't like me. Let that be based upon me being away from those companions. Not the fact that I studied in Medina, not the fact that I have a bald head, not the fact that I'm an individual who I'm this tall, I'm that color. Don't let that be the issue. That's for ignorant people. That type of asabiyah. I don't like you because you wear glasses. This is an institution of higher learning. I came into Islam, my brothers and sisters. I met another group of Muslims. I'm not telling you this for any other reason except that it's an ibrah, and I'm trying to set the stage of what I want to tell you, inshallah. They were in a circle, and they turned the lights down, and there was bukhur, and they were making the dhikr of Allah using ayat of the Quran, and I didn't join in. I didn't join in because of my fitrah. They were saying, Allah, 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 Allah. I'm not saying that to make you laugh. saw this. When they told me to come in, I said, I'm not coming. Why are you people doing that? They said, I said, okay, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali. They knew those ayat. Just show me what they did. And they said, I don't love Rasulullah. Me, I don't love Rasulullah. I tried to explain to them, I'm a new Muslim. And I refuse to get duped by people who don't love me like my mother and my father. They may dupe me intentionally or unintentionally, knowingly or unknowingly. And I know loving the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is not proven in burning an embassy. Loving the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is not proven in burning American flags. Loving the Nabi is proved in al-ittiba'. There's an ayah that the ulama call ayatul mihna, the ayah of the test, the trial. Allah tested some people. They were saying, we love the Nabi, we love Allah during that time. Allah revealed the ayah, قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُم. Tell them, Ya Muhammad, you people really love Allah, then follow me, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Loving Allah, loving the Nabi, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, is not expressed by me taking a razor or a sword and hitting myself on the day of Ashura and making blood come out of me, and that's a delil that I love the Nabi or Ahlul Bayt. That's kadhib. Like it, who like it, hate it, who hate it. Like it, who likes it, hate it, who hate it. Now, when we talk about defending the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as I mentioned, in everything, there are two extremes. It is from the hikmah of Allah Azza wa Jalla. 17 times a day at least, we're asking Allah to guide us to the sirat al-mustaqim, al-iqtida', in the middle. Don't eat too much. Don't sleep too much. Don't talk too much. Don't work too much. Don't pray too much. Don't fast too much. And the other extreme, don't be a person who never eats. Don't be a person who never talks. Don't be a person who never prays. And that's why we can't allow the media to throw these buzzwords out. And because of our immaturity, Muslims, we're immature economically. We're immature politically. We're just immature people. They throw things out, put us on the back foot and the defensive, and here we come apologizing about what it is to be a person who has a ghulu. Al-ghulu in this religion, extremism in this religion, it is not the one who's practicing his religion. It's not the one who is willing to sacrifice his blood, his whole life for his honor, for his deen, for his money. That's not extreme. I teach my son, you guys have to have hira for your sisters. You have to have hira for your mother. Sister, I don't know her. I don't know her. I'm going down the street, and this should be the sentiment of every man here. Muslim girl is being molested in the street. I don't know her, but she has all this simat and the muwasafat, the Muslim girl. I have to have some jealousy for her. I have to get off wherever I am, get out of the car, and try to help if I have the ability. It's just my hero. Just your hero. It's part of our religion. My Muslim brother in Burma, where he happens to be, he's suffering. It's part of my religion to feel responsible for that and want to do something about it based upon my ability. Then people are going to come and tell us I'm extreme because I'm willing to sacrifice my life, my blood, I'm willing to sacrifice everything that I hold important for my deen, for my honor, to protect my hard-earned money. No, the extremist in this religion, is the one who goes overboard and he does what is not required of him, and is also the one who doesn't do enough. He's extreme the other way. The Muslim makes dua for the sirat al-mustaqim, in the middle. So in this issue, we have two extremes. The one extreme is, it's not my problem. It's not my problem. I'm a Muslim. My name is Ahmed Sharifa. My name is Ramla, Arwa. It's not my problem. All I have to do is just mind my business, do my life, and I'm indifferent about it. There's a big question mark over your iman. Something's wrong with that individual. Something's wrong with that individual. Allah Ta'ala threatened the Muslims. He mentioned to the Muslims, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, man yartadda minkum min dinihi, fasawfa ya'ti Allah biqawmin yuhibbuhum wa yuhibbunahum. أذلة على المؤمنين أعزة على الكافرين يجاهدون في سبيل الله ولا يخافون لومة لائم. If you people apostate and you turn around on this religion, you apostate, Allah will get rid of you. Allah will bring the people that He loves them and they love Him. Allah doesn't need you, doesn't need us. Those individuals will be gentle, merciful towards the believers, and they'll be rough and tough towards the disbelievers. Rough and tough with fiqh, obviously. Rough and tough in this ayat has some understanding, so that the young Muslim doesn't misunderstand it and take it out of context and do something crazy, and so that the people who accuse Islam unjustly don't take ayat like this and misuse them. So if a person feels indifferent, then he has a problem. Extreme. Extreme. And then there's the other side, as I mentioned. He is going to do whatever has to be done in his mind, and he doesn't pay attention, and she doesn't pay attention to the awaqib, the ramifications, what's the fallout that's going to come as a result of that. Don't you people know in Mecca, Kuffar Quraysh, as I mentioned, used to pray at the Kaaba. They used to go to Safa and Marwa. They used to make tawaf around the Kaaba with ikhlas. Some of them would commit zina, some of them would drink khamr, some of them will commit highway robbery, some of them will commit murder, and the man wants to make tawbah to Allah. The lady or the man will take their clothes off. Take their clothes off, everything. And they will go around the Kaaba. They said, their thinking was, I disobeyed Allah in these clothes. I murdered someone, I drank khamr, I did this, I did that. So I'm going to take the clothes off and make tawaf around it. They used to do that. They used to do that. With ikhlas. And yet, it wasn't accepted from them. It wasn't accepted from them, not at all. And that's because they didn't live up to the way you do the thing the right way. Our religion is not do what you want to do, however you want to do it. The man who was a Muslim for the Eid of al-Adha, Eid al-Adha, we have to slaughter after the Salah. Eid al-Fitr, you eat at home immediately. You eat very quickly, and you delay the Salah of Eid for Fitr, so that we can distribute the zakat al-Fitr to the Masakin before the Salah. So you delay that Salah. Eid al-Adha, you pray it immediately, quickly, so that people can hurry up and get to where they want to slaughter their animals. One of the companions, he said, okay, I'm going to slaughter my animal very quickly so I have more time. When he told the Nabi what happened, the Prophet told him, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, shad lahmin. That animal you slaughtered is just meat for your family. You have to slaughter again, because he didn't do it at the right time. About that salah, pray the way you see me pray. Another hadith, he told the people, man tawadda'a kama umira, wa salla kama umira, ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbihi. Anyone who makes wudu the way he was told to make wudu, anyone who makes salah the way he was told to make salah, his sins will be forgiven. As for I'm going to make wudu, and when I make wudu, I do the toothbrush style. I make wudu, I put it behind my neck. I put the water under my arms. That's a part of my wudu. I'm really trying. That's not what you've been told to do. The point here is, the ibadat of Islam and from ibadat defended in the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, it is tawqifiyah. Stop where the companions stop. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. For all of the illustrious Imams in Al-Islam, the 4 Imams, and other than them, some of the different awliya and personalities of Islam, al-Ras wal-Ain. But nobody is like the companions. Nobody. No one. Not even the Mahdi. When the Mahdi comes back, all this fitna and fasad that's in the earth, Somalia, Iraq, Egypt, Syria, Afghanistan, Kashmir, Palestine, all of this drama in the earth, dealing with the Muslims and the non-Muslims. If the Mahdi came back right now, He's going to put peace in the land, just as it has been filled up with oppression. That's what the Nabi said. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Pay attention to this. But despite that, the companion, sister, listen to this. Everybody knows the level of the Mahdi. Despite that fact, the Bedouin Arab who came into the masjid of the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam exposed his aura and urinated and put najasa in the masjid in front of the eyes of the people. He's better than the Mahdi. The lady from the companions that committed adultery and was stoned to death is better than the Mahdi. The Nabi told the people sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, لا تسوبوا أصحابي فوالذي نفسي بيده لو أنفق أحدكم مثل أحد ذهبا ما بلغ مد أحدهم ولا نصيفا. Don't curse my companions. I swear by the one who has my soul is in. If one of you people were to give sadaqah, the amount of Mount Uhud in gold, it wouldn't equal a mud of what my companion gave, or half of a mud. A mud is me, Abu Usamah, coming, taking 4 hands of dates, raisins, pepper. 4 hands is a mud. If you spend all of Mount Uhud in gold, which is bigger than this university, it wouldn't equal a half of that of what Abu Bakr gave, Umar gave. And then someone comes and has the nerve and the audacity to say they were homosexuals, and then I, Abu Usamah, who wants to defend the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, I'm indifferent to their position. I'm not going to share the microphone with them. I'm not going to share the platform with them. I'm not going to marry from them. I'm not going to let them marry from me. If they're my relatives, I'm going to give them dawah in Allah. And I'm going to tell them, if you people don't change what you're doing, I'm going to draw a line in the sand and say to you, lakum dinakum waliya din. Don't curse my companions. Defending the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and his companions is our responsibility. Why do we wait for a film? Concerning those companions and defending the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, so that we can set the record straight with the 2 extremes. Allah Azza wa Jalla told us something in this Quran that we should consider as believers, which proves we all have a responsibility to defend Him. He said in the Quran, وَإِذْ أَخَذَ اللَّهُ مِيثَاقَ النَّبِيِّينَ لَمَا آتَيْتُكُم مِّن كِتَابٍ وَحِكْمَةٍ ثُمَّ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مُصَدِّقٌ لِمَا مَعَكُمْ لَتُؤْمِنُنَّ بِهِ وَلَتَنصُرُنَّهُ. Remember, Ummah Islam, when Allah took a covenant from all of the Nabiyyin, all of them, and Allah said to the Nabiyyin from the past, if there comes to you the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, confirming what you already had after Allah gave you your book and I gave you your hikmah, your sunnah, and you're calling your people, and then the Rasul Muhammad comes Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, you have to believe in him and you have to help him. You have to stop Idris, Yaqub, Yusuf, Ayub. You have to stop being the leader of the dawah. You have to take a backseat. You have to let Muhammad come in front and you have to defend him and help him. The prophets and the messengers, they are the imams of the mu'mineen. And they took a covenant out with Allah to defend him. You people are believers, inshallah, believe in men, believe in women. We have to take from their guidance. If they defended him, they had to defend them. It's wajib. It's part of the covenant that Allah took from everybody here if you were a Muslim. But again, if we refuse to do it, Allah doesn't need us. Was anyone here as the ayah was read today when Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu was the sahib of the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in the cave? Was anyone here to help the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in that hijrah? No one here was there. But Allah helped him. So whether you do or you don't, it's really irrelevant in the overall picture, but it's important concerning your own salvation, concerning our own salvation, concerning the condition of the ummah. Allah Ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُدَافِعُ عَنِ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. Allah will help and defend defend those who believe. The brother is being oppressed by his relatives. Allah is going to defend him. Just maintain patience and stay the course. The girl is in a bad relationship with a husband who's a problem. Allah is going to defend you. You're a believer. Just maintain and stay the course. Allah is definitely going to defend the Nabi. Wallahu ya'simuka min al-nas. Allah is going to protect you from the believers, from the people. The Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in Mecca, or in Medina, he went to have a discussion with the Jews, a group of the Jews, a tribe of the Jews, wanted to have a discussion with them. On his way to the discussion, Jibril came to him and told him, don't continue, stop. They had a plot for you. Someone is on top of the roof, and they're going to drop a boulder on your head, and they're going to kill you. The Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam stopped, and then he went back to the companions and told them what happened. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and the Nabi expelled them out of Medina because of what they did. The shahid, Wallahu ya'simuka min al-nas. Allah is going to protect him. You weren't there, I wasn't there. Allah Ta'ala said about these people who make these movies and other than these movies, let's draw Muhammad Day and all of that. Allah Ta'ala mentioned, Inna kafaynaka al-mustahzi'in. We are enough for you concerning the people who ridicule you. Those people who ridicule you, they want to draw you and put you on one of those TV programs in America called South Park. And they drew him as a bear. Instead of the Muslim young man, young Muslim brother, originally from Somalia. I'm telling you this just for ma'lumat, that's all. I have to put the Somali nation down. Young brother, 20 years old, went on the internet when they depicted the Nabi as a bear, a cartoon show. He went on the internet and told the people, kill the producer of the program, kill the two producers and the writers of the program. These people caught what he said. My brother's in prison for how long? 15 years. What did he do effectively? What benefit did he bring himself, his mother, his father, his siblings, his community? Is that what Allah wanted from us? Here in the UK, there was a girl, 19 years old, a brilliant student, and you people are young, a brilliant student. She called herself the lyrical terrorist. She used to go on the internet and write all this stuff. They intercepted it. She stood before the judge in the UK. She was a brilliant student. The judge said, you are an enigma, something difficult to understand. You're a brilliant student. You have your whole life in front of you. Inshallah, bring some benefit, get married, get a job, get a career. The sky is the limit for you. Inshallah, why would you destroy your future like that? She says, I'm defending Islam. Nah, not like that. Not like that. So how did the companions defend the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? There are many examples, but really at the end of this talk, I really want to focus, inshallah, on the rules and regulations of defending him. The dawabit, how to defend him, to defend him. But just to give you a few examples. In Mecca, and we have to understand, 13 years in Mecca, 10 years in Medina, it means something, ikhwani. It means something. The condition of the Nabi in Mecca sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was not his condition in Medina. They were two different things. And as a result of that, he used certain methodologies in Mecca that he didn't use in Medina and vice versa. Obviously, why in the world would a person use a method that was for the Meccan period and it's the Medina period? Or use a methodology that is consistent with the Medina period and his condition resembles the Meccan period? لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. In the UK, we are in something we can describe as a semi-hostile environment. It's hostile. They're after us. We have rights, more rights than Muslims have in many parts of the world in their own countries. But it's a problem. It's a problem from the government, from the security, from the non-Muslims. We're the people who are being attacked, especially our women, because they're cowards. They're cowards. They won't come to you in your face and deal with you. They'll wait until your wife is on the train by herself. They wait until the Muslim woman is pushing the pram, and then the racist comes and kicks the pram over with the infant baby in it and punches the Muslim girl in the mouth and knocks her teeth out because she's wearing a jilbab, and he tells her, go back to Iran. And she's from Jamaica. She's a reverse sister originally from Jamaica. What are you talking about, Iran? Hey, listen to me. Punched the Muslim girl in her mouth and knocked her grill out because he was threatened by the dress of the Muslim girl. And then we're going to be on the back foot and apologize about being backwards and uncivilized and care about what these people are saying to us. In Mecca, the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was praying towards the Kaaba. Inside of the Kaaba in Mecca were idols. Inside of the Kaaba in Mecca was a picture of Ibrahim making istislam, making decisions by divination. I'm going to do this if it comes out. I'm going to do that. Shit, kufr. They painted those pictures. But because the Nabi didn't have any power, he couldn't do anything. He just was praying. His companions, just like you, were sitting watching him. Some of the kuffar, Quraysh, Abu Lahab, Abu Jahl, Umayyad ibn Khalaf, they were getting high. They were drinking, coming, intoxicated. They said, okay, let's make this exact. One of them told his slave, go and get the fadalat of the camel, the defecation of the camel, karmakumullah, wa ta'ala Allahu ayyamakum. He went and got it. It was brand new. It was still steaming. It was wet. He put it on his shoulder, the back of the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Not a single Muslim got up. Abu Bakr didn't get up. Uthman didn't get up. Ali didn't get up. None of the people who praised Islam at that time got up. And it wasn't out of fear. It wasn't out of being cowards. That was the tarbiyah that the Nabi gave them at that time. Don't get up. Eat humble pie. Bite the bullet. Because if you get up, one of you, they're going to kill you, they're going to kill me, they're going to go to your homes, kill your women, and take your property, and there's no Islam. So the companions sat here, and who came out? His daughter, Fatima Zahra, a little girl from the community. A little girl. She started wiping it off with her own hands, and then she defended him by reading Dalil from the Quran. Like the person who believed during the time of Musa, he hid his Islam. But when he couldn't hide it no more, and he saw what they were doing to Musa, he came out and he said to Pharaoh and those people, أَتَقْتُلُونَ رَجُلًا أَنْ يَقُولَ رَبِّيَ اللَّهُ. Do you kill a man? Do you fight against a man simply because he says, Rabbi Allah? So the little girl, she defended the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, knowing full well Quraysh are not going to do anything to her. They had enough sense about that. They had enough sense. Don't hurt the little girl. Now, if this happened during our time, some of us young people, even the girl, they say, Wallahi, if I was sitting there and they did that to the Nabi, I would have jumped up and grabbed them by their neck. No. The companions, minhajiyah, you have to say, if the companions did that, then I'm behind the companions. Ittabi'u wa la tabtabi'u laqad kufitum. Follow them and don't invent and introduce. What they did is enough for you. So we're talking about the Islamic society, the mujtama al-Islam. The little girl has to defend the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. My little daughter, my sons, they have to defend the Nabi. Another example is the situation that transpired with two brothers from the companions. One, his name was Mu'adh, and the other one, his name was Mu'id, and they were the sons of Afra. Radiyallahu anhuma. They were young, 14, 15, participating in the war of Badr, the greatest war that ever happened in history. After after the Mubaraza between the three Muslims and the three Kuffar, and the Muslims won, when the war was about to jump off, these two boys were standing between Abdurrahman ibn Auf. They said to him, Ammi, where is Abu Jahl? Where is he at, Abu Jahl? He said, what do you want with Abu Jahl? One of them said, Kana yasub al-Habib. He used to curse the Nabi. The other one said, Kana yashtam al-Habib. He used to say nasty things to the Nabi. Abdurrahman ibn Auf, one of the 10 people promised Jannah, he said, I was surprised to see them so young asking me that question. He said, there he is, that's Abu Jahl. And listen to me now. Abu Jahl in Jahiliyyah, there are no kuffar today personalities like Abu Jahl. Bill Gates, he has a lot of money, but he doesn't look like he could fight anything like that. Doesn't look like that. He got money, but if you look at him, he's a nerd. Abu Jahl was a big man. Obama doesn't compare to Abu Jahl the way that people looked at him. And you guys are laughing, I'm telling you, Abu Jahl was a force to be reckoned with in Jahiliyyah. How in the world would these two kids be concerned about Abu Jahl? It's because of something that's known in Islam as Ulu al-Imma. Trying to pray in the first row. Trying to get to the masjid early for Jummah and other than that. He said that they both ran off like two small panthers. They jumped on Abu Jahl and the two of them started fighting. And they were getting the best of Abu Jahl. But Abu Jahl, it's not TV, Hollywood, Bollywood, Nollywood, it's not like that. Abu Jahl was fighting back to the point where Abu Jahl cut one of their arms and it was hanging by a piece, by a thread of meat, and it was hanging. And the other one was dealing with him. While that one was dealing with him, the one who got his arm cut off in the Hadith Sahih, he put his arm on the floor, stepped on the hand and pulled it off. And he dealt with Abu Jahl. And he was done. He was done. The Imam of Kufr. After the war, they came to the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam arguing with each other. Mu'adh said, I killed him. 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 They go back and forth. The Nabi said, hold on. Where are your swords at? Where are your swords? They pulled out the swords and had the blades. Said, both of you killed them. Now, the Muslim young person today, 16, 15, he's arguing with his brother who's 10 years old about whose turn it is on the Xbox. It's my turn. No, it's your turn. It's my turn. No, it's your turn. It's my turn. No, it's your turn. And on and on and on and on. And you have to say to the 16-year-old, hey man, he's only 10 years old, man, let him go. He's only 10 years old. He can't figure that out by himself. What's the point? Fatima, the little girl from the Islamic society, Lazim, Wajib, defending the Nabi. She's not excluded, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, of defending the Nabi, radiyallahu anha. And the two youngsters from the community, our youth, are not exempt. They have to defend the Nabi, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Another example, Bukhari. There was a blind man who had an Amma. She was his slave from his right-hand possession. And he can have istimta' with her and enjoy her. That's our religion. I'm going to apologize to you because of that. As-salat, as-salat, wa ma malakat aymanukum, kuffarkum. What is that, ma malakat aymanukum? What is that? Those are the concubines. You people believe it? And then I'm going to come and apologize. Wallahi, I'm not. The Nabi married Aisha radiallahu anha. He married her, she was 9 years old. Now the Muslims come and say, do you believe that? I don't really believe it. You know, on the page of the hadith, it was really 19, but the one fell off. Come on, people. Hey, guys, I don't think it's fun. This is our condition. This is our condition. Two extremes. Mutashaddidun and the apologetic Muslims, like the Muslim in the UK who brags that he has married over 25 Muslim sisters to Christian men. And he brags about that. And he comes on TV showing how forward thinking he is. And if it wasn't for the minhajiyah of the companions, I would say he's a Catholic. I would say that he's a Catholic in that. But the minhaj of the companions is, that's not for me. There are people bigger than me. That's their responsibility. Allah didn't make that my job. The minhaj of the companions is a person has to go outside of Islam after the real has been brought. And it has been proven that he knows what he's doing. وَمَنْ يُشَاقِقِ الرَّسُولِ مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا تَبَيَّنَ لَهُ الْهُدَى وَيَتَّبِعْ غَيْرَ سَبِيلِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ نُوَلِّهِ مَا تَوَلَّى وَنُصْلِهِ جَهَنَّمَ وَسَاءَتْ مَصِيرًا. If he opposes the Nabi after the knowledge comes to him and he goes against the way of the believers, radiallahu anhu, he'll submit to that when he wants, and he'll have a bad resting place. So the point here is, the man was blind and he had a concubine that he liked. He got benefit from her. The lady used to curse the Nabi all the time, say terrible things, swearing and cursing at the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The man used to warn her, you better stop, you better stop, you better stop, you better stop. Until one day he couldn't take it anymore. He knocked the lady down on her back and he put his knees on either side of her arms, pinned her down with his knees. He had an axe. He took that axe and he split her dome open. He split it open with the axe. The news started spreading. The man did this, the man did that. Because during the time of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if you spilled the blood of a Muslim, of a person, that was a serious issue. Islam came to protect the blood of the people. From the Dururiyat al-Khamsa, one of the main things Islam came to protect was the blood of the people, Muslims and non-Muslims alike. You have to make sure no one's blood hits that earth except the dalil allowed you, the deen. I caused his mouth to bleed because I'm a dentist and I took his tooth out. I'm a doctor and I gave him an operation. I caused his mouth to bleed because I did a hijama. So I took the blood out and I poured it away. As for I punched him, I killed him, I blew people up. Man, I just did the introduction. All of that could happen. Took my time. Mashallah, mashallah. When the news spread, and then he heard about it, he said, bring the man. He said, why did you do that? He said, Ya Rasulullah, she kept cursing you, she kept cursing you, she kept cursing you, and I told her to stop, 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 she didn't stop. So it was too much, so I did what I did. And then he said to the people, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the masjid, Allah inna damaha hadira. It's permissible for her blood to spill on the earth. Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah wrote a book, Ikhwani, called As-Salim al-Mas'ul ala Shatim al-Rasul. The unsheathed sword, the sword that's out of his house, on the one who curses the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he dealt with these issues. Why is it that the Nabi allowed that lady's blood to be spilled and there was no diya, there was no jarima on that man's part? And yet Abu Hurairah's mother used to curse the Nabi, used to curse the Nabi, used to curse the Nabi. Abu Hurairah never took an axe against his mother. He came to the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam crying, Rasul said, what's the matter? He said, my mother, I can't tolerate it. She keeps doing it, she keeps doing it. He said, don't worry, go back to her. He went to the house, he can hear the water dropping, hitting the earth. He went in, Abu Hurairah's mother said, stay here, hold on. She finished, she came out and she took the shahada as a result of the dua of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why didn't Abu Hurairah hit his mother in the head with an axe? Because it goes to show, Ikhwani, not everyone who curses the Nabi deserves to die, or they should die. To curse him is a kabira from the kabair. قال صلى الله عليه وسلم إن أشد الناس عذابا يوم القيامة رجل قتل نبيا أو قتله نبي The person who will get the worst punishment Yawm al-Qiyamah will be a man who killed a Nabi or a Nabi killed him. To be in opposition to the prophets and the messengers. If you kill them, clearly it's clear. And if they kill you, the fact that they're killing you means you're on the wrong side of the fence. Because the Anbiya kill with justice. You deserve to die. They don't make those kind of mistakes. Salawatullah wa salamu alayhim ajma'in. So what's the point? In defending the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, there are many, many examples of those companions. But what I want you to understand is the Meccan period is not like the Medina period. You have to look at the condition. When you're trying to get rid of the munkar, 4 things can happen. When you get rid of the munkar, you eradicate it and you get rid of it. That's mashru'. Do it. Do it. The second thing, you can decrease it. The young boy and the young girl, they're about to fall into zina. They like each other. They seem to be compatible. The mother and the father are afraid, so they get married. They didn't go about it the right way, but they reduced the munkar. That's mashru'. Every day in your life, you have these issues. I have these issues with my children. There's munkar. How do I deal with it at the job, at the university? Munkar. You have to get rid of it. If you can, do it. If you can decrease it, do it. Another possibility is it remains the same. You may ijtihad, the scholar may ijtihad, you do the best that you can, it remains the same. That's mashru'. But then there's the 4th level. The munkar you're trying to get rid of is going to create a bigger munkar. This here requires fiqh, requires taqwa. It doesn't require emotions. I'm the father and my daughter is, the man is a father and his daughter is 17 in the UK. She's going to do what she wants to do. Now, if he deals with it emotionally, he just does an honor killing. That's what our people are doing back there. Honor killing. He takes a girl and kills her. Honor killing. And you know when the kuffar find out about it, how they give us bad press. Honor killing. No, you're going to create a bigger problem. You're going to go to prison. You're going to show Islam in a bad way. Your children are going to be without the father. And you took a life. So this film, I want to ask you people, this film, from those 4 levels, what happened? Did the problem go away? I don't think so. Did the problem become less? No. More people viewed it. It wasn't a 2-rated film. It's a 5, 6, 7 rated film. I mean, it's so bad in terms of professionalism or lack thereof. Did it stay the same? No. It became worse. So why did the Muslims deal with it that way? Why did the Muslims deal with it that way? There are some rules and regulations in defending the Nabi. I don't have any time. They gave me this paper 5 minutes ago. But these rules and regulations are important, guys. These rules and regulations, like the importance of having sabr, due to our lack of maturity. We are emotional people. If I get up here and I say something that you don't like Allah, that may be your inclination. You don't like it. You'll hate me until Yawm al-Qiyamah, as opposed to having rahmah on me and coming to me and trying to put me on the right course and discuss with me and debate with me. No, we're emotional. I hate you because you did that or you said that or you're not with me. You have to be more mature than that. Especially you younger people in an institution of higher learning. Allah mentioned in the Quran about this sabr, and many ayat about the virtues of sabr. What about this thing, this film, and defending the Nabi, what the companions were upon? Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, radiyallahu anhum ajma'in. He said in the Quran, وَلَتَسْمَعُنَّ مِنَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ وَمِنَ الَّذِينَ أَشْرَكُوا أَذًى كَثِيرًا وَلَئِن تَصْبِرُوا وَتَتَّقُوا فَإِنَّ ذَلِكَ مِنْ عَزْمِ الْأُمُورِ. You Muslims are going to hear from Ahlul Kitab, Jews and Christians, and from the polytheists. You are going to hear a lot that annoys you and makes you upset. If you only have sabr and have taqwa, that's from the proof of strength in the affairs. So this year, they do the film. Next month, another thing. Next month, another thing. And we're going crazy. We're just going crazy. From the Dawabit, rules and regulations, you have to have fairness and justice. You have to be fair, you have to be just in Islam. You can't let people's oppression towards you make you oppressive. In Mecca, the kuffar used to make Hajj, Tawaf, Safa and Marwa. They used to do that. They were performing Hajj. And from the ahkam of Hajj, they only took their swords. They didn't take their weapons of war. When the Muslims saw that, they went to the Nabi and they said, Ya Rasulullah, they don't have their weapons and we do. It's an even playing field. Let us get them now. Let's deal with them now. The Nabi told them, I haven't been sent with that. I haven't been sent with that. If we go and kill these people on their pilgrims, what do you think the people are going to say? He left them. He left them. Because to kill them would have created a big problem. And they're in the midst of their ibadah. Leave those people. Although they oppressed you, you can't be oppressive. They talk bad about the Nabi. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We come and we talk bad about Isa, about Musa. لا والله لا يجرمنكم شنآن قوم على ألا تعدلوا اعدلوا أقرب للتقوى. There were some other issues with Khawani, but I just want to end with this last one. In defending the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, those companions had knowledge. Knowledge. طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم. Getting knowledge is an obligation on everybody here. You don't have to give the khutbah, you don't have to give a talk, you don't have to do that. But you have to have enough knowledge to know how to pray, how to worship Allah, how to navigate in your everyday life, not to be controlled by your emotions. There's a place for emotions, don't get me wrong, but the man, لا تتحكم فيه عواطفه. He's not Hamas. In everything? No, on the khutbah to Jummah, there's Hamas. In different places, Mawadeen, there's Hamas. But everything, Hamas, he has the kitchen knife. The young brother, 22 years old. Where you going, Ahmed? Where you going? I'm going to fight Obama and the American country America with the kitchen knife. The kitchen. Allah ala kulli shay'in qadir. Allah fa'alu lima yurid. Yeah, I know that. The Nabi knew that. But when he made hijrah, he hid. He didn't come out to Mecca and say, hey people, we're leaving right now. He hid. And he took precautions. What are you talking about? Fairness and justice. I want to ask you people. The people who made the film, what is the blame of the American government? Did the American government have to do anything with that process? What does burning the flag and stabbing the flag have to do with anything in reality? Right here in Malaysia, every nation that's represented here, your people are doing crazy things. How would it be if the people went to your embassy to burn your flag and to kill the ambassador of the host Sahabah? Who's going to accept that? I want you to know, America, the country. I love America. It's my country. I love America. I don't like the government. But the country is a beautiful country. My mother is an American. You want to blow up a plane, you want to blow up a bus, you want to kill innocent people because of Palestine and Kashmir, and my mother's on that plane. My mother didn't have anything to do with that. Where's the fairness? Where's the justice? In Pakistan, when the guy was stabbing the flag was burning. The guy was in a frenzy, stabbing the flag. He stabbed 3 people around him. He cut their arms. The guy was holding the flag, burning and coke to his shirt. He started burning his shirt like that. So now he has burns on his shirt. Is that defending? Is that what Allah wants from you? It's not what Allah wants from us. Knowledge. إذا جاء أمر من الأمن والخوف أذاعوا به. رَدُّوهُ إِلَى الرَّسُولِ وَإِلَى أُولِي الْأَمْرِ مِنْهُمْ لَعَلِمَهُ الَّذِينَ يَسْتَنبِطُونَهُ مِنْهُمْ وَلَوْلَا فَضْلُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ وَرَحْمَتُهُ لَاتَّبَعْتُمُ الشَّيْطَانَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. I can't stress enough here, and I end with this, although there are other dawabit, al-qudra, al-istita'a, there are other dawabit that are important, but I want to stress this last point. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu, he's from the ulama of the companions. He wasn't just a companion. He's from the ulama of the companions. In that hadith that Nabi told about Abu Bakr and Umar, اقتدوا بالذين من بعد أبي بكر وعمر وتمسكوا بعهد ابن مسعود. Follow the two who come after me, Abu Bakr and Umar, and hold on to the contract and pay attention to Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. He told the companions, Istaqru al-Quran min arba'. Learn the Quran from 4. The first one he mentioned, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud. He went up in the tree, and the people came and looked at his skinny legs, radiyallahu anhu, and they laughed. He said, what are you laughing at? The Nabi said, what are you laughing at? They said, oh, his legs pretty skinny. He swore by Allah and said, wallahi, وَالَّذِي نَفْسِ بِيَدِهِ لَرِجْ عَبْدِ اللَّهِ بْنِ مَسْعُودٍ فِي الْمِيزَانِ أَثْقَلُ مِنْ أُحُدٍ. His one leg is heavier than the Uhud. Not because of his lihya, because of his iman, his taqwa, because of his aqidah, because of his Islam. Those intangible things that you can't hold, but they manifest in his actions. Anyway, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, after the death of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he went to Kufa, out of Kufa, but there's still instability. People are killing other people, sectarian fighting, still blowing people up. After that man was taken off of the scene, Saddam Hussein, after he was taken off the scene, many of those Iraqis wish that he was back because of the fitna that they're going through. Anyway, Ibn Mas'ud was up there, and that is the place of fitna at Iraq, as the Nabi said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The fitna of the Tashayyu', the fitna of the Qadariyah, the fitna of the Khawarij, that was up there. Ibn Mas'ud is exposed to all of that. Listen to this, because I'm leaving you with these words. Don't know if I'll ever see you again. Ibn Mas'ud told us and those students of his, لا تزال هذه الأمة على خير ما أتاها علمه من أصحاب النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ومن علمائهم فإذا أتاهم العلم من أصاغرهم هلكوا. This ummah will always be in a good condition as long as the knowledge that comes to them is the knowledge that came from the companions of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and from their ulama. If the knowledge came from the asagir, the people of bid'ah, the people who are young, incompetent, they don't know what they're doing, hamasiyun, siyasiyun, they don't know what they're doing. If the knowledge came from those people, then the ummah will be destroyed. The ummah will be destroyed. The young people, incompetent, inna min asharat as-sa'a. And you tell us that ilmu inda al-asagir, from the signs of the hour, people will search for knowledge with those who are young, people of innovation, unqualified. They're the ones who have something to say. Sanawat khadda'at. The alim today of this ummah, people don't want to hear him. But the one who gives a nice talk, and it could be motivational, it could be inspirational, the people raise him up as if he's the alim. No, that man over there is the alim. That one is a khatib. Aisha said what was collected in the Muqaddimah by Imam Muslim, Sahih Muslim. Umirna an nunazzil an-nas manazilahum. Put people in their right places, ummah to Islam. A person who gives a nice dars that you like. He's not a scholar. He's not a scholar. So that statement of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud is my parting advice for you people. The knowledge is what Allah said, what His Messenger said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the understanding of those companions. And then we look at the scholars who Allah blessed us with. And when I say scholars, I'm talking about scholars of the Sunnah, scholars of Ikhlas, scholars of Tawheed, not scholars of Shirk, Bid'ah, and Khurafat. These people make us backwards. These people part of the problem. Part of the problem. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to put this in our mizan of hasanat yawm al-qiyamah, that He subhanahu wa ta'ala helps us to understand the importance of this issue, not because I'm the author of it, but this was the dawah that those imams who we love, honor, and respect came with. And Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Malik, and Imam Shafi'i, Imam Ahmed, and Imam Bukhari, and Imam Muslim, those imams, what I'm telling you right now, this was their wasiyah to us, and their nasiha to us. Those companions, nobody is like that. Make your religion their religion. What was not the religion during their time, it's not permissible for it to be the religion during this time. And Allah is a'lam, a'lam. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika wa ashhadu an la ilaha